Hello, my name is Grace Talinabupato, and I was a student in Dr. Kalima Young's Fall 2023 Electronic Media and Film class that analyzed and critiqued African American cinema throughout the years. In this episode, I will be discussing the use of self-directed stereotypes in the films Bamboozled, which is directed by Spike Lee, and the film Hollywood Shuffle, which is directed by Robert Townsend. Within these films, I'll discuss how self-directed stereotype is used to critique American cinema and how America views Black people in film. First of all, what is the definition of a self-directed stereotype? In my own words, I think of a self-directed stereotype as someone from a stereotype community who takes one of these stereotypes and showcases them to the world to make the world understand how ridiculous these stereotypes truly are. It critiques the outside perspective, but also keeps the community in line. And it's a battle between essentialism and control of production. So when creatives use self-directed stereotypes to get their point across, it makes people think about how these stereotypes have harmed a community for many years and how these stereotypes have skewed the perceptions and understandings of these communities and their culture. So let's get into this discussion. In our first film, Bamboozled, Pierre Delacroix, who's played by Damon Wayans, makes it his mission to show the world how America only likes to show Black characters on TV when they are acting like buffoons. So in order to get his point across, he comes up with the idea to make an all-Black minstrel show showcasing the stereotypes that have plagued Black people since the dawn of American cinema. The idea is therefore pitched to his boss, Thomas Dunwoody, who then loves the idea, but soon Delacroix realizes that the show is soon out of his hands as his white boss takes over and makes his show his own. In our second film, Hollywood Shuffle, hot dog man turned aspiring actor Bobby Taylor, who is played by Robert Townsend, gets cast for a stereotypical role. As he reflects on the use of African American stereotypes in Hollywood, he must think about what is most important to him, setting a good example for his younger brother, or monetizing off of his Blackness by using Black stereotypes to gain popularity. So, how do these two movies and their directors connect back to the idea of a self-directed stereotype? Let's find out. My first point that I would like to discuss is how both films express their frustration of how only certain types of Black characteristics are accepted on TV. When Pierre speaks to his secretary Sloane, who's played by Jada Pinkett Smith, he expresses his frustration towards how the TV network that they work for, CNS, only has a desire to see Black people on screen if they are acting like buffoons. This corresponds to a scene in Hollywood Shuffle where Bobby is reading his lines for Jive Time Jimmy's Revenge, and another actor, Jesse Williams, who is auditioning for a part in the film, tells Bobby that the character he is auditioning for is BS. He then goes on to tell Bobby how the script is yet another way for the white man to stereotype the Black man. The only role they're gonna let us do is a slave, a butler, or some street hood or something. Together, these scenes show how America has a specific image of Black people that they would rather exploit on TV. And together, these characters set out to make the viewers explore why these American sentiments are harmful, and they also set out to make fun of these sentiments as well. The second point that I would like to make is how both of these films connect minstrelsy from the past to the present. In Bamboozled, we see Womack, Tommy Davidson, and Man Ray, the main character, played by Zavion Glover, portray the over-exaggeration of Black people while performing in blackface. However, as time goes on, the audience as well as Womack and Man Ray start to become one with blackface. Even though it's getting harder and harder for them to perform these caricatures, they still find a way to get on stage and put on a show, which initially makes them lose their sanity, but it ultimately gets Delacroix's point across.
I intend to give him. His show will be so negative, so offensive and racist. Hence, I will prove my point.
Which is what?
The point being that the network, does not want to see Negroes on television unless they are buffoons.
Meanwhile, in Hollywood Shuffle, Bobby daydreams about himself alongside other aspiring Black actors who are portraying Black stereotypes. We are then brought to a Black acting school where Black actors are taught how to act Black by white instructors. This scene is an example of how minstrelsy is brought from the past and reinforced in modern-day spaces. When minstrelsy kicked off in the late 19th century to early and mid-20th century, to many people around the world, this was their first time being introduced to Black people, and in their mind, these depictions seemed accurate. And this acting school that Bobby is dreaming about is a reflection of that harmful and dangerous assumption. Director Robert Towson adding satire in this part of the movie helps to showcase how harmful and ridiculous the Black acting school is, because it is built on stereotypes of Black people as a whole, and criticizes the idea that the white film teachers have on Blackness is all based on stereotypes and assumptions, therefore criticizing the American film industry at hand. These self-directed stereotypes are condemned when activists like Al Sharpton and Johnny Cochran in Bamboozled and the NAACP in Hollywood Shuffle protest the continuation of these inhumane depictions of Black people and their character. In conclusion, both of these movies use self-directed stereotypes to bring awareness to how harmful these assumptions and biases are to the Black community, and why it is important to condemn them. They show how history repeats itself and why we need to tackle that issue so that history doesn't repeat itself yet again.